Is up, everybody, and welcome back to another Madden 23 online CFM game. We are now in week 9 of the 2022 season here in the Premier Madden League. We will be going to week 10 soon because week 9 is our bye, but we actually have some business to take care of before we turn the calendar over to next week. We have a press conference and a couple of contract negotiations, including for our quarterback, Daniel Jones. So Daniel Jones, he's good. He's not great. We know that. But Daniel Jones is good enough to me that I feel okay paying him this salary of around $8 to $9 million per year while we have this CFM going. At the very least, the floor of this deal to be an overqualified backup. Daniel Jones has 89 speed, 89 acceleration. You don't find those kind of physical attributes on a quarterback that often. Now, does this mean Daniel Jones is our quarterback and lock it down? Not quite. Daniel Jones has to perform to be our quarterback, but there is a floor there that I'm okay with paying him that much to be a good backup quarterback, if not our starter, because Daniel Jones, when he does play within himself, he can't be good for us. But we've also seen some moments of clarity where Daniel Jones' accuracy can be a major issue. We also signed a couple of veterans to one-year deals. Jaquiski Tartt, we've talked about how big he's been for our pass defense, so we're going to sign him to a one-year deal. And we also signed Matt Breida back once again. Matt Breida can compete for the backup running back role once again. I think he's far exceeded expectations we could have had for him, so yeah. And now what you guys are seeing here is the draft class. As you guys know, we follow this series every year. The league commissioner creates his own custom draft classes every year, full of players from 1 all the way down to undrafted free agents, all players that are in real life in college football. So it's always one of the best parts of this league. Now, unfortunately, one of the not so great parts about this league is these usage rules and how players get suspended for these usage rules. There's a number of usage rules in this league that I've never talked to you guys about because we've never actually broken any of these rules. But we've been caught with our hands in the cookie jar for the first time in this CFM because of a new rule added into this league. Now, these usage rules include overusing a running back, over 80% of the touches going to one running back, a wide receiver getting over 30% of the receptions on a team, and a wide receiver getting over 18.5 air yards per reception, which I guess is the limit, just throwing streaks all game, and the other two for overusage. Normally, those usage rules are only applied at the end of the season. Starting this cycle, for whatever reason, the league decided to do mid-season checkups, and we got busted on the mid-season checkup easily with Kadarius Toney, who was at 34%. Like I said, normally I'm able to stay within these boundaries, but part of it is that we're able to, adjust throughout the season to these rules. Now, getting caught mid-season, I had an idea what was happening. I wasn't completely shocked by it. I knew Kadarius Toney was up there in usage, but it was just hard to police given the fact that we've been running the ball so much. And all these CPU games, we're into CPU games. Sometimes like Kadarius Toney ends up with more receptions, or the disconnects, like the disconnect with the Jaguars game. I think Kadarius Toney ended up getting a bunch of receptions that he would not have gotten in that game. And all that just compounded to us losing KT for the next 4 games. So we're not going to see Kadarius Toney again until week 14. One guy we're going to be seeing this week for sure is Sean Murphy-Bunting. He has a chance to add to that superstar list of 0 superstars playing in this game if he has a good outing against the Houston Texans. But the Texans are one of the best teams in the league despite their roster. It'll be quite the battle as we are underway, and yes, that is the problem, right, that we are playing against. He is the Texans user in this league, so yeah, that's why the Texans are doing good this year, despite the fact that they are the Houston Texans. They are leading their division, I think, if not tied for first place, and we know we got a battle on our hands. Here's Davis Mills from a clean pocket middle, delivering a perfect pass to Nico Collins, and right away, Davis Mills is starting the fire early and often. He's got Damian Pierce in the flats. We're expecting the ground game to really be the main key cog of this offense, but right now, it's all Davis Mills all day, connecting with different receivers all over the field. Here's Pierce shutting a man off and fighting for some extra yardage. The very impressive rookie for the Texans. He's their number one bell cow as Brandon Cooks down low. Cooks with the reception. A first down and goal for the Texans. A magnificent opening drive. Almost capped off with a touchdown by Pierce. And Pierce, he will make it happen on the very next play. The Texans punch it in for 6. Nothing to be done for the Sean Murphy bunting story or anything positive for our Giants on that opening drive. Maybe a little bit of rust coming out of the bye week. Now we shift to the offensive side of the ball where we'll see how we adjust without Kadarius Toney. The good news is losing Kadarius Toney is not an end-all be-all for our offense. He's like a 79 overall wide receiver. Saquon Barkley is our main guy who somehow actually didn't break any of the usage rules, even though, we just used Saquon Barkley in this offense. Third down is the damn Daniel connection as Bellinger makes the play for the first down, getting by Kirksey. But we do have more than enough qualified receivers on this Giants roster to step up and take that place. Sterling Shepard can play some wide receiver, obviously. We have Richie James on the roster and Wan'Dale Robinson. Wide receivers are one strength on the team, thankfully, that we can recover from. Interior offensive line, not so much, especially when they don't block. On third down and 1, we give it to Saquon because every down's a Saquon down. But when we don't block, it doesn't matter. We have Superman back there. I mean, Saquon's close, but no one's getting out of that sticky situation. So we actually end up punting the ball there, which is a slight blow because this Texans offense is clicking on all cylinders right now, and that's going to continue. And this Texans roster actually got some help at the trade deadline from the New England Patriots, who traded both Odell Beckham Jr. and Jonathan Jones to this team as Mills all day to throw this ball. Downfield he goes, testing Murphy bunting, and I don't know if he got a hand on that one. Instead, it's third down and 6, and Brevin Jordan, who's been very involved in the early going in this first quarter, makes a key play for the first down, getting by the safety Mike Edwards, who was out of position. Pierce setting up the blocking, and there he goes, Damian Pierce for his second touchdown of the game. One rushing and one receiving on this screen pass. That was done to perfection as this Texans offense is looking like a well-cogged machine right now. Meanwhile, our Giants, well, it seems like we've been caught napping just a little bit, and just the slightest of mishaps find us down 14-0. Not a situation we find ourselves too often, if not at all this season. I don't think we've been down 14 points all season long, as we have a third down and 9 for Daniel Jones. He will sit, wait, and create. That's Slayton. Will they give him the first? Yes, they do. So this Texans team, they got a couple of good corners, but no one's covering Slayton, who busts open in the middle, and Darius Slayton getting our offense awoken as we're just outside the red zone. Now, about to be way outside the red zone. Unfortunately, that's going to be intentional grounding because we did not leave the tackle box because Evan Neal decided he wasn't going to do a good enough job as we go down low to Golladay on second down. Just trying to get some of the penalty yardage back. It's still a third down and very long, and we're not going to do much to jeopardize our situation of having a field goal on the table. Not much we could do anyways because there was some immediate pressure. So all we really had time for was the check down to Matt Breida, and we will take our field goal with Graham Gano and avoid being shut out today. Now we have to focus on trying to rally this team back and winning this game against the Texans. And of course, one of the objectives we could complete with Sean Murphy bunting to try to get the dev story is limiting the passing game of the Texans, but we're not doing a good job of that right now. Oh, Damian Pierce lost in late. I don't know if that was a fumble. They're going to call it a fumble on the field. Ajunlari on the recovery, but of course the booth is going to take a second look at that one, and I'm fully secure in the fact that it's going to be overturned. So I'm not even going to think about picking a play right there. Just quick ask Madden so we don't waste any time. Field ruling is overturned, so the Texans take over back on this side of the ball where we have not found the way to stop them yet and still haven't found the way to stop them. That's Odell Beckham Jr. on the reception. Odell wearing number 16 in his, I believe, second game as a Houston Texan. Here's a second down and 9. Mills under pressure and intercepted. It's Sean Murphy bunting, and bunting's not only got the pick, roll out the red carpet, he's going for 6. Murphy bunting wants to be a superstar. He's playing like a superstar, and that game-changing pick 6 will rope our Giants back into the game. and get Murphy Bunting ever so closer to that superstar development. Now, that one pass breakup that he had in the first quarter, I don't know if that counted as a deflection or not. If it did, then we have the death story. If not, then one interception. We just need one more big play from Murphy Bunting, and we should be good, and we'll have our first superstar on this team as, wow, up high. Jordan making all the tight plays right now, all the tough catches. Davis Mills is on his game today. The second-year quarterback has been slinging it hot and heavy. Second down and 5. Outside, wide open. Nico Collins patiently setting up the block, trying to juke out Mike Edwards, who forces him out of bounds as we hit the 2-minute warning. Mills in trouble. Lost the ball. Ojulari got it. That was a for sure fumble that the Texans fall on top of, but now it's 2nd and 22, and Mills, wow, that was a throwaway right there. I looked like it was, could have been intentional grounding, but he got it to someone nearby, but it's 3rd down and 22. That's broken up by Murphy Bunting, and that should be a deflection because it's an early breakup, so I believe that actually gets Murphy Bunting the death story right there. So we actually got that done in the first half. Now it's full focus on trying to win this game. Oh, Jones barreled down by 92. Felicio, the center, got absolutely manhandled inside, and because of that, in our field position, we're actually just going to take this game to halftime. Maybe get one more play off here before we go to the locker room, but yeah, from our own 19-yard line, I think, you know, I'm okay with being down 4 points because this game looked like it was going to be a lot worse. We got ourselves back into the game. We bought ourselves a lifeline with that pick 6, and we get the ball to start the second half as Daniel Jones, hold on just a second, Jonathan Not Bones Jones wants to score before we head to the locker room, surrounded and brought down. Oh, Daniel Jones just didn't quite have the mustard I thought he did to be able to fire that one downfield to Galladay. It just took way too long right there. And of course, that is the limit of Daniel Jones. He has the speed. He just doesn't, and he actually has decent accuracies. The arm strength is the major factor with Daniel Jones. I think he has like 87 arm or throw power, and it's not really enough to get the job done in a lot of these downfield throws, which limits our offense a little bit. Oh, Jones doing what he does best, running, but he lost it, and it's a recovery inbounds by Houston. That ball stayed in, so a Texan could eventually get there after a number of long seconds that felt like hours. Second down, Mills, middle, got it. Nico Collins swerving, just tripped up by Edwards. That's a touchdown saving trip up for now, but here comes the Texans taking advantage of the turnover on the first play of offense in the second half, and Pierce, what a hat trick. The rookie is going off today as the Texans stop the bleeding just a bit. Oh, that fumble was so costly because, I mean, we at least had a first down right there, and it was on me, obviously, fumbling, not sliding, but I actually didn't expect to get hit by Saquon. Saquon actually knocked, or Bellinger, one of them actually knocked us sideways. I wasn't expecting it, and it caused the fumble. So it was just unopportunistic, good attentions, just not great execution right there by our Giants. And you know, of course, I wanted to get that first down, so that kind of cost us a little bit, and now we're way behind the 8-ball. In fact, the 8-ball and an extra 1 on top of it, that's the third down yard distance that we need to convert, and we're not even going to get close to because the offensive line has absolutely fallen apart on this drive. Christian Kirksey came in unblocked for the sack right there, and I mean, there's nothing Daniel Jones can do in that situation. That was just bad protection right there on that entire drive. Even the running play, Odell, oh, he's caught it in stride. Beckham for the 1-play touchdown as the Texans are now pouring it on. Wow, that was quite the lead right there. I don't know if that was a bad pass by Davis Mills, like an inaccurate pass that ended up saving their bacon right there. Also, I believe it was Dane Belton who decided that he was going to roll out the red carpet and waltz out the way right there, but that was a weird-looking play. It didn't look like it should have given up a touchdown, but it did, and it's just, we're now suddenly in this situation where if it can go wrong, it will go wrong. Down by 18, and like we mentioned before, we're built on Saquon, we have Daniel Jones. We're not built to come back from 18-point deficits where we find ourselves today, and we're not built to do anything right now. It's just except get sacked. Jerry Hughes, Rashad Greenard, all these guys are just absolutely dominating at the line of scrimmage. Second down, it's O.J. Howard. But it's the first time we mentioned O.J.'s name in this game as Howard in the game once again on third down. Pearson motion, he won't get it. Howard does. O.J. Howard, back-to-back receptions, this one for 6, and this is officially a blowout. Giants home faithful left stunned by this one, but I mean, then again, we're playing against Problem Right. Was I expecting this to happen? Maybe not, but was I expecting to win this game? I mean, I didn't have the highest of expectations in this one, to be completely honest. It's probably freaking right. It doesn't matter if it's the Texans or the Chargers. I'm not, liking my chances in this game. And we needed good things to happen in this game to go our way to have a chance, and it's just not happening right now. It's 3rd down and 7. The Texans trying to bring the blitz, but Jones actually able to get the quick pass off right there, which just hasn't really materialized so far today. These quick passes, right? The Texans have been doing a great job of getting the ball out quick and winning at the line of scrimmage. We haven't done that. Nice move by Saquon inside, wrapped up by Christian Kirksey. And, I mean, it's no surprise that Saquon is having his least efficient game of the season, and we're in this hole on offense, and it continues as Daniel Jones is picked off once more. It's the rookie top pick. Oh, Derek Stingley trying to make a move back inside and brought down as the roof has fallen off at this point in this game. It's getting bad. I don't think we're coming back from this one. Down by 25, trying to make something happen, and I think that's just another play where I underestimated how long it takes for the ball to get downfield with Daniel Jones, because mainly we haven't put ourselves in positions all season long where we needed to make those tight window throws downfield with Jones. Then this is a tough lesson that's not really the way to get back into these games with these New York Giants. And, I always say that, sometimes you need a good spanking in these leagues, right? A good ass whooping to learn about your weaknesses of your team to be able to build back on them. I'm never the kind of person that's like, all right, so we're going to go undefeated into the playoffs. Cool. I'd like to learn about the weaknesses of our team so we could build on them and grow from them and be good for the stretch run of the season. And this game, we've learned a lot about some things that our team cannot do good, all right? And we try to rely on our offensive line to block for more than 1 second. Even our offensive tackles are just going to get absolutely whipped, as they've done all game long. Do we try to, even if we have the time, can we go downfield? If it's not wide open, probably not. It's just the limitations that we have of our Giants team. Saquon Barkley is our ride or die. We've seen what happens good all season long. Here's what happens when it's not working with Saquon. And, the Texans defense is one that you think you can run on, but like we mentioned before, the user makes it a little bit tough in these situations. And the Texans have been able to stay in a base defense where they have at least 6 in the box every single time, where our passing attack has not really threatened them to get out of that. Thus, it's been not a good day for Saquon Barkley. He's just not really had the lanes to run the ball, and our offensive line has just not really had a good game today. Like I said, we needed a couple things to go our way. I'm not sure much went our way besides that one pick 6 by Murphy Bunting. At least we should be good to get the dev story for Murphy Bunting if there's a silver lining out of today's game. Look, if you're not going to lose the game, might as well get something out of it, and that we will, is Wan'Dale Robinson on the return. Might as well return it from our own end zone, down 32. Like, what else are we going to do here? As Daniel Jones bootlegging, throwing, and that's actually Barkley on the reception. I didn't mean to have Barkley at a receiver spot right there. I was actually taking Saquon out for the rest of the game just so we can limit his touches because of these usage rules that we highlighted before the beginning of this game, as Saquon ironically gets a carry right there. I actually did not want Saquon in this game in these spots, but there he is getting a couple of touches anyways. Is 3rd down, just to highlight the action. Yeah, just blow it out up for Wan'Dale. Poor Wan'Dale never stood a chance. And on 4th down and 4, I mean, if you couldn't tell, we waved the white flag in this one. We punted on 4th and 4 near midfield. This game just needs to be over with. Like, this game, we're going to burn the film of this one, say goodnight, sayonara to the Texans, and hopefully we never see them again. Because, I mean, no, I don't want any parts of this Texans team. Good day, good game. See you later. Moving on, we lose our 2nd game of the season. Absolutely a stinker out of the bye week right there. And we lose our 1st game without Kadarius Toney, which maybe means that Kadarius Toney was more important to this offense than I thought he might be. Now what's important to our defense is Sean Murphy Bunting as he gets the dev story to go to Superstar. God bless. Sean Murphy Bunting becomes the first superstar of this Giants roster. And of course, Evan Neal is soon to be the 2nd superstar on this team. We just need him to get the 500 snaps. And the pace he's on, he almost got it in this game against the Texans. He's about 10 snaps away. So that means he will get it in the next game against the Detroit Lions, which we're actually going to show in this video. And if you guys remember from the season preview that we did, you guys may remember that this stretch of the season is where we play Problem and K-Mac back-to-back weeks. The 2 pro players in this league. And the Lions, of course, are sporting the record you would expect from the Lions, except for the fact that K-Mac is not in the building for today's game. He actually left the league like midway through the first season, and even though he's still in the league technically, he's not playing the games, which means that we are lined up to play the computer this week. We cannot take a forced win even though he did not show up. You either play the computer or you take a fair sim and you hope for the best. We're going to at least play the computer and try to pull out the victory out of this one. And we have a dev story for the second week in a row. This time it's for the rookie Micah McFadden, our 68 or 67 overall rookie middle linebacker, who's been our number one linebacker this season. Has been impressive, and he actually has a chance to go from normal to star dev, which is interesting. That means I didn't have any future plans for Micah McFadden on this team, but if he gets the dev story, gets some nice XP and a dev boost, all of a sudden I look at Micah McFadden in a different way. Now, look, I'm going to spoil this one for you guys, all right? This game did not go well. I'm not going to show you guys the full game against the CPU because I would just be way too frustrated to go over the whole thing, all right? Just know this game didn't go good, all right? When you play against the all Madden CPU, sometimes they take your lunch money, especially when you're playing with the New York Giants, who are not exactly the best team to take advantage of situations. Sometimes Adoree Jackson decides to absolutely blow man coverage against Quintez Cephas and give up a touchdown. Sometimes offensive line decides not to protect. I mean, we saw it last week, but they'll do it again this week. Sometimes on third down, Sean Murphy-Bunting, who has unfakeable, by the way, that's faked out and gives up a first down. So Sean Murphy-Bunting, yes, he did get unfakeable, which apparently faked you out from getting the easiest interception of your life. But, yeah, that's not the ability we were looking for. And for some reason, I accidentally put that one in twice. But, yeah, that's not the ability we were looking for Sean Murphy-Bunting. Unfortunately, you can't re-roll abilities in this league, even if they're stupid abilities that mean absolutely nothing to a cornerback like unfakeable, as Murphy-Bunting gets faked out again by Run as we score a touchdown. We give up a touchdown right back to DeAndre Swift, who jogs into the end zone. That's like the worst taunt in the world. Like, you played such bad defense that I don't even have to walk. I can just slow walk this one, slow waltz, as Saquon Barkley. We have not seen him fumble more than once this year, but against the All-Madden CPU at the 2-yard line, he will fumble, and DJ Chark will look like the second coming of Megatron. Like I said, I'm not showing the full game. There's a reason why. I would just be way too pissed off just looking back at this one again, all right? Like, I just don't want to, all right? I don't want to show CPU games. There's a reason why I don't play CPU games on my channel, and especially when it goes like this. Like, I don't know, man. Everything that could go wrong, I thought, in the last game literally went wrong in this one against the Texans. Now, the only silver lining is, we kind of had this one chalked up as a loss if we were actually playing against K-Mac. But we're actually playing against someone, like, tougher than K-Mac, man. Like, we play K-Mac. I don't think it would go this bad, where no one blocks. Once again, 3-man rush with an extra linebacker apparently means we don't block, and Daniel Jones gets pile-driven into the ground, and we get blown out by the Detroit Lions CPU. Like, nice. The Lions CPU might make the playoffs, man. The All-Madden CPU, they're no joke, because everybody knows, if you play the All-Madden CPU, they can cheat. If you don't pull away early against the All-Madden CPU, you probably lost the game because they will cheat. And when you have the New York Giants, you're not really able to dig yourself out of that hole. So just like that, we've lost back-to-back games, and we're now 7-3. And on top of that, we actually did not get the dev story with Micah McFadden. Even though I showed you guys us getting a tackle for loss with Micah McFadden early in the game, which was all we needed for the dev story, Madden decided to hell with that. No dev story. So yeah, that's how we're going to wrap this video up. I don't really have much words for what's happened in today's video, except it's frustrating. It's just, I've been talking about how frustrating these franchise situations have been getting with the lag outs and all these weird situations, but now it's honestly just to the point where it's just not even fun anymore. Like, at least we're winning games and we're okay with it, but even when we're winning, it's like, like, we have a problem every week in this league. Every time we boot up to play a game, there's an issue, and now we have another one here where, besides the All-Madden CPU cheating, we should have gotten a dev store and we got cheated out of that one. It's just like, I don't know. It's just taking away my joy of loading up this game and my cares to give from loading up each week to play this game when it's just an issue every week. So, we have no choice but to try to overcome it, but it's just been tough, man. It's been tough, and it's snowballing right now, and it's starting to result in losses. At least we're able to win during these situations, but now the frustration is starting to mount into mistakes and losses, and yeah, I'll try to do my best to keep it under control, but it's the state of Madden 23, I suppose. But yeah, leave a like in the video if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe for more Madden 22 gameplays, because despite these issues, I'll try to power through it and bring this franchise series to you guys. And I will catch you guys next time. Thank you, as always, for everybody who enjoys watching these videos, despite how good or bad it gets for us.